Welcome back, everyone, to Pinetopia. Since the last episode, I managed to get my enchanting table all the way up to 15 bookcases. So that means it is time to do a first level 30 enchantment. Now, I'm going to do this with my diamond pickaxe here. I only have level 30 here. So there isn't much in the way that I can do for level 30, but let's see what we could get here. Just this one. I guess the first thing I need to do is to get some lapis. There we go, and see what I've got here. Unbreaking 3 and anything else. Well, unbreaking is something I'll need. I hope I get efficiency on top of that. Let's see what I can get. Oh, no, here it is. Fortune 3, efficiency 4, unbreaking 3. Oh, that is wonderful. Oh, yes. That's wonderful. But of course, that means now I'm down to level 27. And I'm going to be spending a few more levels because I need to name all of my flags here. And we'll see in a moment why I want to name them all. Let's head over to the anvil. So we do this. And we want to rename it. Instead of just white banner, we will call it hole number 1. And work on it that way. And I'm going to do that for each of the other holes. Now that I have all the flags named, it's time for me to head back to the holes and plop them back into place. I'm going to do this because I have a map that I created of the course, and I like to be labeled properly. If I remember correctly, if you name a banner, then put it into a location, and then have your map reset in the area of it, the banner's text should appear on the map. Let's see if I'm remembering properly, because it's been a long time since I've tried doing that. Finally, we come to hole number 9. Plop down the flag. Now let's have a look at our map. I've placed our map right up here. Map of the complete course, all the way from our first hole is around here. Hole number 5, that's hole number 6 is there, up there, and of course hole number 9 finally right next to us. So of course we don't see it. Oops. Take this off, and now see if this operates as I was expecting it to be. I see my marker there, but no marker there. Maybe I have to click on it. I'll do 9 since that's the one that's closest. All right, there we go. That's it. It gives the flag and the name. So let's see how it looks on the wall now that's it. But that does mean I have to go out and click on all of the flags with the appropriate map. Of course, keeping track of all of these different maps is going to be a bit tricky. I think I found at least the one with the first hole in it. We have 8 maps and 9 holes, so we only have one case of a duplicate. Well, now see, can I find hole number? Well, that's obviously not it. Ah, here we are. Here we are. Hole 1, 2, 3, 4, and unfortunately, 5 and 6 are just barely off the map down on the south end, which means that I'm going to have to find some way to add 2 more maps to it, and how am I going to get them to fit? I have no idea yet, but then we have 7, 8, and 9 are back on it. So I have 2 holes really close to each other down here that are missing, but otherwise the course fits pretty much on here. As for the driving range, its location is rather obvious even though it is not labeled, since we have this red line that I created, as well as this big stripe right over down there. Perhaps I could widen a little bit over either end, but that's probably going to take a little bit of time to do. And speaking of the driving range, how did my tests go since the last episode? Overall, they confirmed what I was thinking at the beginning, and that is that the distance it goes tends to be related to the damage it's done. Thus, if 2 different tools have the same damage values, they're going to hit approximately the same distance. It hasn't been the exact same distance, but it's close enough to say that we'll rely on the damage value in order to determine how far it will go. Now, the other thing I noticed was that whenever I hit it with an axe, I tended to go a little bit to the right or the left. I don't know if it's the way I hit it with an axe, or if it's just my small sample set, or if it's a matter that axes are inherently wilder in it because of how you have to hit with them. I have absolutely no idea. But I tend to be a little bit wilder with the axes. So I might favor non-axes for my precision shots. But of course, since the axes tend to be the most powerful ones, it could be that they seem to be wilder. It's simply because they're the ones that are hitting the furthest. That still doesn't answer the question of what about these river shots? Because the river shots are the most difficult ones simply because if I don't make it across the river, or if I don't hit things cleanly or whatever, they tend to bounce back. Well, I'm just going to have to live with that for now until I find a better solution. Let's try a little round here and see how I do. Most likely, I'll just find myself getting some very, very bad shots occasionally on here. I want to score this using stroke, except I'm going to have a limit of 2 over par. So if I go 2 over par, I pick up, go on to the next hole. That way, I'm not going to have an infinity of scores whenever I get things off for a couple of consecutive shots there. All right, so let's try here. Actually, no, I don't want to use an really don't want to use an axe across there. So if I use that, I'll probably wind up with it behind me or something like that. So how about we start out with this? Uh-oh. Oh, actually, that's a pretty good shot. I spoke too soon into the river. Well, actually, no. Is it good news or bad news? That's not a particularly good lie. How about, what happens if I do this? Well, considering the possibilities, I think that was pretty good. Now, where's my putter? Ah, here's my putter. Oh. Well, that's a bit of a problem. Maybe I need to chip it instead. Can I do that without hitting it too hard? Well, yeah, of course I went over. That's, again, I just want to make sure it didn't go way, way, way over and way out of the way. Actually, well, can I say bogey at least? No, so it looks like it's a double bogey. And I even managed to do that naturally. So, double bogey First hole. I think a copper axe is what I want here. And then not copper axe, a copper sword. So let's see what I can get for this. Well, something a little bit straighter here. All right. Out there. And okay, over the No! Oh, it went all the way down there and then hit one little nodule that was up there. It seemed to be going right, wonderful, and straight. Unfortunately, what was the offending hill? This one over here? Here? Yeah, this is probably the offending hill. I may find myself removing that one. But that's not for now. Let's see, how about that? I think the fact that I am lower and on the ground, that an axe may be appropriate in that particular one. When I'm up on the T, it's less appropriate. I still need to know how much difference there is between going up from an elevation versus going down. I need to do another set of tests at the driving range for that little scenario. Now, let's see. Can I get this? Hope that wasn't too much. Yeah, that was too much. Oh well, into the water. This is not going to be a good run. That was 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's right. So this is stroke number 4. Why am I seeing flashing lights here? Well, I don't know yet. How about if I chip this up? Okay, that's number 4. Slightly off. So this is another double bogey. Or is that a single bogey? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'll call it double bogey because I can't remember. I checked the footage and it was 5 strokes. And currently I'm thinking this is a par 4 hole, so that'll make that only a single bogey. In any case, it's definitely not a birdie. Now, let's try this one. See how far we can get here. Preferably without going backwards any, right? You can do that? Stay forward? Hey, actually, that's not bad. That's a pretty good hit. Nice and close. How about if I do this? There's another one I'm thinking of downgrading from a 4 to a 3. Because that would be an eagle? Well, I have to see if I can consistently do that or whether it is really a par 4. Right now I have it listed as a par 4, but that little eagle tells me that 3 is a reasonable possibility. Now for another one of those infamous river holes. How about right over here? Here's one where I changed the configuration of the hill. I think I lowered the hill because of the troubles I was having with it. And I think right now I have a problem where I think I might have hit it directly into a chasm. Well, that could be a problem. Ah, good news. It did not go into the chasm. Oh, but it's an awful lie. A horrifically awful lie. I'm thinking of all my options here. None of them are good, especially considering one of them involves going through a bunch of pillagers. It appears that the pillagers have moved off, except for one that I dumped unceremoniously down here. Probably dead by now. But now I have to deal with this ball here, because an unplayable lie. I have three options, and none of these are good. Option number one, stroke and distance, meaning I hit off from there again, except it'll be stroke number three. Not exactly something I really want to do. Option number two, drop it within 2 blocks of the location of where it is. And 2 blocks is, well, right here. It's equally unplayable there. So obviously not an option. And that means I have to move it any distance I want along the line between the hole and the ball. I just take it all the way. That means I could hit it from up there. You know, it might be my option. I don't think I could perfectly duplicate it, but I could try. I think I need to mark the location. Well, let's try it. Let's see, we go right over there. No, not that way! Okay, well, let's pretend that didn't happen. I believe that's the pin over there. There is the location where the ball was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move up here. Place the ball up here. And that could be my location for stroke number 3. I said we're going to pretend that there's no penalty for me accidentally knocking the ball into it while trying to pick it up. Now, if I hit this over properly, then I should have no trouble, right? Of course, I have a feeling I'm going to hit it too far. In theory, I should be hitting it towards the hole, but I think that I'm going to hit it towards the spruce instead, so that if I hit something, it'll be the spruce. Let's not hit it with the wrong instrument. I accidentally hit it with the bucket last time. Okay, I was a little too tentative with that one. I should have hit it with a harder tool. Yep, I should have done that. Well, that stroke obviously does count. And unfortunately, that definitely is stroke and distance. Let's try this one more time. Well, it was better than the last shot, that's most definite. Let's see what I can do with this shovel. And... oh, okay, for a moment there I thought, oh, that's really going to go poorly. Okay, so that was stroke number 7. And then, no, that was stroke 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, that's 7 there. All right, so that's 7, which is a triple bogey. But as I said before, the max score is double bogey. So that's how we'll score it. Quite a wild set of scores here. Double bogey, single bogey, eagle, then technically a double bogey because it was the max score. All right, so now let's try... actually, let's try this one. What could possibly go wrong? Actually, it's heading right towards the next hole's cabin there. All right. Actually, that's pretty good, I think. Nice and close, but unfortunately, I have to go uphill slightly, so I'm going to need to chip it. What I need here is I think what I really need is a copper pickaxe here. Oh, well, that shovel will do. Now, can I do this without killing the sheep? I'm sure there'll be a rule on the course that you... Hey! Hey, 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 hey. Okay, I think that's as close as I'm going to be able to put it. Really? I was about to say there should be a rule against killing the sheep on the course, but unfortunately, that sheep is making me have second thoughts on that matter. All right, can we hit it this time? You get it in. Oh, come on. All right, it was a bad angle and a bad hit. How about... No, that was a bit too hard, but I did hold it in, and it was a par. I should have birded it, but I didn't. Oh yes, the hole with all the oaks. How about... do I make it out of the water? Actually, that's a pretty good shot. Do I even aim? I do. Okay, I'll take that. It's one of those holes where something could go horrifically wrong, but occasionally, aesthetically good. All right. An eagle, or an ace, depending on how you want to call it. Ah, yes, this is the hole that I retooled in the last episode. Let's try this. Now, what club was I using? I don't remember. Let's try it with the shovel. Oh, that's right. I redesigned it so that I use the bridge to keep me from having things going really... Oh, no, please, stop, 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 please. You can stop now. That is the most inconvenient place you could possibly have stopped. Okay, I guess maybe the water would have been worse. But not by much. Okay, so how does one do this? Fortunately, I can hit it from here. I'm not too sure it'd be a good idea, but how about a diamond pickaxe? What would that do to me? Hit it clear over the house and into the other side, right? Right? Within 2 meters of where it entered? Now, let's get up here. Can we get up? Can we stay in the right place? Yeah, all right. That was stroke number 4. And 5. So that's 5 strokes, which is another double bogey. And the next hole is pretty straightforward. I think I just need to... how about if I hit it with the shovel? Did I... Okay. Actually, I think I'm a little to the right of where I need to be, but the distance looks good. So much for that prediction. Looks like I'm actually a little bit to the left. see. All right. That's very definitely too short to be a par 4. So that's definitely a par 3 hole. So I will, oops. So I will call that a birdie. So that means one more hole. And one more time trying to cross that river. And this time, our ultimate target is down that way. But if I try to hit it there, I'm very definitely going to wind up in the river. So what I like to do here is to ricochet this a little bit. Hit it there, hoping it bounces back in that direction. Maybe that was a little bit too much force. Does it hit the tree at least? Yes, it does. Perhaps that wasn't the best place to put a wheat field and corral. Let's see if I can hit to the right of them. Let's see. Could I? Get this to act properly? How about this way? Actually, I really think that was too hard because, oh, I can still see the pin though. All right. Okay, I think I better putt it. It's a bad position. We should be doing putting, but if I hit it too hard, it's in the water. So how about here? 1, 2. Actually, that's good. So our final hit. Can I? Will it stay in? No, it doesn't. All right, that's 5. Bogey. Made some of my calculations here. The total par for this course is 33, though there are 1 or 2 holes where I think me calling them par 4s was a little bit dodgy, so it may drop down eventually to a 32 or a 31, but so far we'll call it 33. Total number of strokes I made was 37, though because of the max 2 plus 2 score that I had going for it, my scored limit is 36, which is a much smaller difference than I was expecting. I was expecting some hole to have a really, really horrifically high score, which is why I imposed the limit on there in the first place. And that means I finish up 3 over par, which isn't too bad, I guess, for my first run through of this course. I still have some tweaking to do, but it seems to be making progress on that end. So I suspect that between now and the next episode, I'm going to concentrate on improving the driving range because it seems to be doing the job that I expected of it, but it is, of course, I was about to say a little bit ugly, but I think that is a massive understatement. And so we are going to now try to beautify this in the next episode of Piney Plays Minecraft Pinetopia.